The film opens with a lawyer named Elliot, who has just arrived from a flight with his daughter, Ridley. From the outset, their relationship appears distant. There is a sense that something unresolved lingers between them. After leaving the airport, Elliot takes Ridley to the home of his boss, Odell. On the way, they drive through a nature preserve that, as it turns out, is Odell's private property. Not long after, Elliot asks Ridley to roll up the car window because he keeps sneezing due to a dust allergy. He also suggests that Ridley look at the scenery instead of sitting in silence. But Ridley responds flatly, as if she does not really care. A few moments later, Elliot sneezes again and loses focus while driving. As a result, their car hits a small horse that suddenly appears in the road. When they get out to check, the animal looks badly injured. What shocks them both is that the creature is actually a unicorn, a legendary being long thought to exist only in fairy tales. Ridley then touches the unicorn's horn out of empathy. At that moment, she seems to be pulled into a strange vision, seeing a breathtaking view of outer space. Panicking at the sight of Ridley as if in a trance, Elliot impulsively strikes the unicorn's head, causing blood to spill. Some time passes, and Elliot and Ridley arrive at Odell's house. Secretly, they hide the unicorn's body in the car trunk. Elliot decides to do this because he fears legal trouble, given that he has just killed an animal that might be protected. Upon arrival, Elliot introduces Ridley to Odell's wife, Belinda, and to their son, Shepard. Shortly after, Elliot meets Odell, who looks frail from illness. Odell is battling cancer, and according to his doctors, his time may be short. While he still can, he intends to settle business matters, including appointing Elliot as his proxy in the family's laboratory company. At the same time, Ridley chooses to calm herself in the bathroom because she is still anxious about what happened. Panic begins to creep in. She fears her father's role in killing the unicorn will be discovered. In the bathroom, she washes her face with a cloth that had been used to wipe away the unicorn's blood. Strangely, the acne marks on her face suddenly disappear. Meanwhile, Elliot is discussing details of his impending position with Odell's family. As he reads through several documents, he is puzzled to find that his previously blurry vision is suddenly clear. Even his dust allergy seems to have vanished. In the middle of the conversation, Elliot urges Ridley to stay calm so that the incident involving the unicorn does not come to light. Not long after, the mood turns tense when the unicorn they thought was dead suddenly stirs and tries to get out of the car. In a panic, the security guard shoots it until it is truly dead. Only then do the Odell family learn that Elliot hit a unicorn on his way to their home. Like Elliot and Ridley, they are bewildered that a mythical creature could appear in the real world. In the end, they agree to hide the unicorn's body to avoid potentially complicated legal issues. That night, Elliot and Ridley briefly talk about their relationship. It turns out that since Ridley's mother died, their communication has grown strained. Ridley feels her father has never truly listened to her. After that, Ridley looks through old photos of her late mother and finds one showing a unicorn-shaped ornament. She traces its origins and discovers that the piece belongs to a medieval art collection. The collection commemorates the tale of a unicorn hunted by humans. In that story, unicorns are portrayed as vengeful and difficult to appease. The next morning, Ridley has a strange dream. In her dream, she sees a creature running through the forest. Ridley is certain that the creature is the unicorn she once touched. Soon after, a group of scientists led by Song arrives and forces Elliot and Ridley to become research subjects. The research is part of a secret project commissioned by Odell to study the unicorn's characteristics. Song explains that the unicorn's blood contains a substance with powerful healing potential. Not only that, the unicorn's horn emits a very strong bioelectromagnetic signal. Song shows an extract from the horn, which he believes is far more potent than the blood itself. Under Odell's direction, the extract is added to his IV drip in hopes of curing his cancer. A few days later, Odell's condition begins to show positive progress. What seemed a futile experiment yields astonishing results. Odell, who had been at death's door, suddenly appears healthy and vigorous. He suspects his cancer has truly been cured, although that still requires scientific proof. But the Odell family is already convinced that compounds from the unicorn's horn could become a priceless medicine. Plans are made to mass-produce the treatment. The goal is obvious: enormous profit. Odell orders Song to make a synthetic version of the horn compound so production can continue even if the original horn is shaved down. Soon after, Odell and Belinda start contacting their associates to pitch the project as a major investment opportunity. Meanwhile, Elliot tries to persuade Ridley that this project could change their lives. Elliot is promised significant royalties because he is considered the person who first discovered the unicorn. But deep inside, Ridley is uneasy. At last, she decides to speak in front of everyone. Ridley presents her findings on unicorn lore, which holds that these sacred creatures possess healing powers. According to the histories, if their power is misused, disaster can follow. Ridley urges them to stop the project because she senses that something terrible is coming. Unfortunately, no one agrees with her, not even Elliot. As planned, Song begins moving the unicorn's body to the laboratory. However, during the process, the power falters, electronic signals warp, and instruments malfunction. Suddenly, the emission from the unicorn's horn intensifies dramatically. Amid the chaos, Song is attacked and killed by the horn of an adult female unicorn. The female unicorn's appearance changes everything. She attacks relentlessly. Security tries to stop her, but the situation spirals beyond control. Ridley hides under a car and witnesses a guard killed, his head crushed. She then flees into a stable near the house. Inside, the female unicorn approaches her. Strangely, however, the female unicorn does not attack. Ridley is confused by the unicorn's calm demeanor, as if there is no intent to harm her. Moments later, the female unicorn is shot by the guards and retreats into the forest, wounded. After that, all electrical interference stops. People begin to conclude that the female unicorn is the unicorn's mother, and that the attack is an act of retribution. Ridley believes the female unicorn spared her because she formed some kind of bond with the unicorn when she touched the horn. Ridley again begs them to stop exploiting the unicorn's body, but the Odell family still refuses, arguing that the project could save many lives and generate great wealth. Shortly afterward, Elliot joins a hunting team led by Odell himself. Their mission is clear: find the female unicorn and kill her before she recovers. They are confident the unicorn is too weak to put up a fight. Before departing, Elliot takes a moment to speak with Ridley again. He explains why he remains aligned with the Odell family. He is doing it for Ridley's future, believing the project's royalties could secure her life. After the hunting party leaves, Shepard lashes out at Batya, one of Song's colleagues, because she adamantly opposes the horn extraction drug project. Shepard forces Batya to cut off the unicorn's horn for the continuation of the experiments. After succeeding, Shepard takes the horn compound to his room. He inhales it and experiences an intense sensation, as though his mind becomes clearer and sharper. Around the same time, Ridley finds new evidence supporting the idea that unicorns have extremely rapid regenerative abilities, perhaps even the power to return from death. That explains why the unicorn briefly revived, and why the female unicorn can still fight despite being shot. Ridley immediately contacts Griffin, one of the security team, and pleads for the hunters to be called back before it is too late. When the message goes to Elliot, his phone glitches. In the forest, the hunting party finally locates the female unicorn as she recuperates. Meanwhile, Batya manages to remove the unicorn's horn, but only seconds later, an adult male unicorn appears and attacks. Odell, attempting to approach the male unicorn to calm him, meets a tragic end. He is gored and killed on the spot. As the situation grows more chaotic, Ridley concludes that the only way to stop all of this is to return the unicorn's body intact to the parents. But before that can be done, the house again suffers power interference, and the security system locks down. Belinda and Shepard order Griffin to open the gates manually. Elsewhere, they instruct Elliot and Batya to take care of the unicorn's remains immediately. Secretly, Batya takes the canister containing the unicorn's horn and hides it. She then carries the unicorn's body outside to return it to the forest. But in the process, Batya is pursued by the female unicorn and the male unicorn. She tries to escape through the gate that has just been opened, and fails. Batya is killed in horrifying fashion, attacked by the two adult unicorns. After the incident, Ridley is devastated, feeling that she misjudged everything. She thought the attacks would stop once the unicorn was returned, but they did not. Shepard blames Ridley for withholding information about ancient unicorn legends. According to those tales, unicorns can be gentle when approached by a girl or woman of pure heart. Shepard argues that Ridley should have been the one to approach the female unicorn and the male unicorn from the start. Ridley admits she knew of the story but was not yet convinced of its truth. Now, everyone in the house chooses a different route in an attempt to escape. Before they can, the male unicorn and the female unicorn breach the home. In the chaos, Elliot speaks to Ridley again and finally tells the whole truth. He confesses that before her mother died, he promised always to protect Ridley no matter what. But that promise made him stubborn. He never truly listened to what his daughter wanted. He apologizes for failing to be a good father. In that moment, Elliot also reveals that he has stolen the unicorn's horn from the canister. They realize this is the core reason the male unicorn and the female unicorn have not stopped their assault. Elliot then urges Ridley to run first while he distracts the female unicorn. Elsewhere, Belinda and Shepard are still trying to hide from the male unicorn. Shepard, his mind increasingly influenced by the horn compound, hatches a reckless idea: capture the female unicorn and the male unicorn alive, and force them to breed so unicorn horns can be harvested indefinitely. But nothing goes as planned. Belinda is killed when the male unicorn drives his horn through her. Panicking, Shepard ambushes Ridley and uses her as bait. Yet when the male unicorn approaches Ridley, the unicorn grows calm instead. He sits beside her, proving the old story true, that a unicorn can be soothed by a woman with a sincere heart. Seeing this, Shepard quickly binds the male unicorn's legs. Moments later, Elliot arrives, leading the female unicorn, who is drawn by the scent of the unicorn's horn. The female unicorn shows the same reaction and moves toward Ridley without anger. Shepard manages to tether the female unicorn too, but the calm does not last. Elliot, unable to tolerate Shepard's cruelty any longer, stabs him with the unicorn's horn. Before they can escape, Shepard retaliates by firing a bolt that strikes Elliot. Ridley, panicking as she sees her father critically wounded, can only scream. In his final moments, Ridley tells him that when she first touched the unicorn's horn, she felt as if she were in a peaceful world with both her parents. Elliot dies after the two of them make their peace. But seconds later, the female unicorn and the male unicorn touch their horns together and release a burst of radiant energy. Elliot comes back to life, fully healed. The unicorn is revived as well. Moments later, Griffin arrives with the police. Elliot and Ridley are placed in a patrol car as detainees. Yet during the drive, they already seem reconciled, understanding each other at last. Elliot also admits he briefly saw the same vision of outer space that Ridley once described. Soon after, the female unicorn, the male unicorn, and the unicorn reappear and chase the police car. Thanks to the bond now formed, Elliot and Ridley realize they are being rescued. They fasten their seatbelts. The police car is rammed by the unicorn family, and the film ends.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.